Okay, desktop, we're good. Audio's down. I mean, we're muted now. Yeah, hold on. Okay. It would help if I add the source in here. That's true. Crap. Yeah. Okay. 13. Yeah. Okay. I think I should have taken care of something else earlier, but that's fine. We'll just have to roll with it. All right. We good? We can start. I can get the audio going. Yep. Okay. We should be live now. Let's see what my OBS is saying. Yep. Okay. Hey guys, do you hear us? Let us know in the chat real quick. I just want to make sure we get all the technical stuff out of the way. All right. Okay. Well, welcome to the Ultimate Tag Team podcast, episode number 13. Appreciate you guys coming out, even though there's a lot of stuff to do today. In terms of topics, it's kind of sparse here and there, but we'll see what we can drag out. So I'm going to introduce everybody. We're going to do some face cam stuff. Clearly, me and Garesh don't have one yet. That's fine. We'll figure this out later. But in any case, so yeah. I mean, clearly it's clearly cooler there. But that's definitely Garesh. In any case, so we've got in the top left there, we got Talon. Say hello, Talon. And then we've got Nazrachi filling in for Speedy. He's just here because the video stuff, I needed him to be here. So just go ahead and say hello. Alrighty, and then we've got Garesh. Clearly, he's shown himself as the final form cooler. Oh crap! He only hears me. That is very true. Thank you for telling me that. Oh
yes,
crap!
I forgot to. I've made that mistake many a times.
In that case, give me a second, guys, because I got to do that for everybody here.
Well, no, you should just, because all of us are coming through.
Okay, yeah, it's going through.
Yeah.
All right, do you hear us now? Do you hear everybody? Let's see what they're saying.
Testing.
Testing. Can you guys hear us all besides Nolar now?
Okay, so, all right, great. Like I said, working out the kinks. I'm Nolar. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you guys here. So we're going to start off the top with Global Dokkan. And, yeah, all I have here is Int Gohan, don't summon. Garesh, do you want to expand more on that?
So the only things I can really think of are we have the Blue Kaioken Goku EZA coming, but we talked about that last week. He's gonna be interesting because the only thing that's gonna be different for global is that we do have access to the strength Blue Kaioken Goku and JP does not. So
Right.
I mean we'll be able to run both of them together, which is nice. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna definitely test that out. I don't think they're gonna be like exceptionally good together. I mean, obviously they'll share over in a flash and stuff, which is nice. But realistically, I don't think that I don't think that AGL Kaioken Goku is better than the awakened version of the physical Blue Goku who just came out on Global
Yeah.
with the Kaioken Blue Goku. Um, I think that's probably the best Blue Goku in the game, just straight up, the physical one. But
Right.
the only issue is I think the AGL one links better up with the strength one, just because over in a flash. So that'll be interesting to see how well they do together. Other than that, we do have, I think, at this point, confirmation that Cooler is actually going to be the next Dokkan Fest on Global. I mean, that's if we were going by the schedule on JP, that's pretty much what it would be anyway. But now we know for sure. And the reason why we know for sure is that I think with the data download happened, I think 2 days ago now, there was one like overnight for me. The Beerus EZA is returning, I think, in about 10 to 12 days, something like that. I think actually maybe the 17th or 20th, something like that. And then that is going to bring the Strength Beerus EZA, which is what came out with Cooler Celebration on JP. So Cooler is
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much
generally what
confirmed
happened.
next. Yeah. So Cooler is pretty much confirmed next, and yeah, gonna be summoning a lot. So I'm just gonna tell you guys right now.
Remember,
uh,
guys, this isn't the real Goresh. He's been taken away. The real Goresh would never tell you to skip Cooler.
I mean,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
sometimes you just gotta pull up with the facts.
All right.
There
Well,
we
Talon,
go.
any
But no,
thoughts on Gohan and Strength Cooler coming?
I mean, Ins Gohan, he's a great unit. I was actually using him in stream a little bit last night. It was rare to find a friend, to be honest. But I can understand why a lot of people would obviously skip Ins Gohan. As good of a unit as he is, he'll come back eventually. He did finally make the Hybrid Sands category viable again, but kind of Trunks did that as well, the tech transforming Trunks. So that is what it is. You guys already know how I feel about STR Cooler. Amazing card, best TUR in the game, one of the best teams in the entire game that will just continue to evolve no matter how much the power creep goes, because he is going to be the leader for that and the support unit for that. So yeah, it's just the way I personally think about it. I know a lot of people will skip it, but I'm just going to say, if you've got a couple extra multis, I say go for it. You don't need to go hardcore like Goresh or any of us, but if you've been saving up all your stones for year 5 and you're going, you know what, I'll throw 2 multis at it, 100 stones, that's it. And you get them, great. If not, then move forward. So plus, we don't know what they're going to change with the banner, because a lot of people are thinking they're going to change the Namek Goku for somebody else. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen there. Because we originally thought that for the Int Gohan was going to put the transforming Trunks in there. They didn't do that though. So
Yeah,
we'll
they
have to wait
took
and
it
see.
out and replaced him with black. So
You just love that, don't you, Goresh?
well, the thing is, like, sure, some people might prefer black over hit, but it's whatever. But it's not a big enough change to like sway anyone's decision, which is the biggest problem, because it's like they're both kind of like whatever characters. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, again, we'll have to wait and see exactly what they're going to do. So Nolar, what about you, man? What are your thoughts?
Well, in Gohan's great. The problem is his banner's not very good. Even on JP, that was not a great banner. Luckily, I rainbowed him, and I think it was like 600 stones. So I mean, I got super lucky.
Yeah, that's pretty good for you. Yeah.
Yeah, considering all things considered. But yeah, he's a great card. It's just unfortunately we know with year 5 with JP and Cooler what's ahead. If the banner doesn't give you any good value, then you just go ahead and skip it. So I don't blame anyone for skipping it. Now on to Cooler. Again, he's probably the best Dokkan Fest TUR we have so far. But I'm kind of understanding what Goresh is saying, to telling people maybe you shouldn't summon, because it's just the value of the banner. If you're free to play and you're really trying to save as many stones as you can for the 5th year, then if the Strength Cooler banner doesn't offer any good value, I can understand skipping. Again, I'd say, look, just throw a couple multis, get some coins primed up. That's what I would say. But I wouldn't blame anyone who's going like, you know what, I'm gonna skip this one. So yeah, I mean, global so far has been it's been okay. It's kind of ever since the Christmas banner, it's been a little slow. I guess is the best way to put it. But
I have a question for you guys.
what's
Yeah.
that?
Do you guys think Strength Cooler is going to hit top grossing for global in any countries? Because I got asked, I was streaming yesterday, just farming rank or whatever, and someone asked me that, and I wasn't sure. I think I said maybe France would hit it, but I don't. I'm not really sure.
I mean, you can guarantee
I
France hitting top grossing all the time.
Yeah, I'd probably say France as well. It's hard to say. I mean, Cooler didn't even hit top grossing for JP, which I mean, honestly, it's cooler. Like, you know, everyone's always gonna be fusions and sands above everyone, you know, any other kind of villains, no matter how good the villain is. And let's be real, SDR Cooler is an amazing unit. I don't know. If maybe a lot of people do summon for him, then great. If not, you know, again, it could depend if the banner maybe changes things up. I doubt it, but probably France, maybe one other country, but that's all I really see. Because global definitely has to hit a lot more top grossing to actually give rewards to the game, if I remember correctly. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see though for that.
Yeah. And then also because I think what you just said will play a big part in it too is if they take the Namek Goku off of the banner and replace him with someone else, because he came back, I remember, on Piccolo for global.
Yeah, that was a big surprise.
Yeah, so I don't know if they want to bring him back so fast or not, and I think that's one of the bigger draws of the banner too, because people really like that Namek Goku. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, he is, you know, the leader of one of you know, really good category. I mean, Goku's obviously not the most hard hitting unit or anything like that, but a Super Saiyan category is very powerful. It's very strong, and so that's why I think a lot of people definitely like to go for the Namek Goku. Not to mention, again, iconic moment in the show, in the manga, really good defender, especially on long events, and just yeah, he's very good. So I can see definitely why people would skip if he does not come back. But again, we'll have to wait and see if they change it up that much or not. So, and if you do have STR Namek Goku on there again, that's pretty nice. I wish he had returned as often as he did for global.
Well, I guess my question then is, what if they don't bring Namek Goku? What could they bring that would hype it up even more to potentially push it into top grossing territory? Gresh?
Well, I was thinking they would bring back AGL Zamasu, because I thought they would do the Trunks for the Future Gohan banner, but they did not. So I think they probably won't do Zamasu, now that we know that Trunks isn't back on the Future Gohan banner. So at this point, I'm like, I have no idea. I mean, they could do the Kaioken Blue Goku, I guess.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
the one
that. Yeah.
was global
Wow,
first.
that would definitely get people to summon, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't really know if there is anything else they could do. Maybe if they're feeling really generous, they could maybe throw in an LR. Like, I don't know, maybe like
Oh, kind of like they
LR
did with the Super
4
Saiyan 2
Goku.
banners. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe they could throw in like LR Cell or LR. I don't even think they would put LR Gohan on there, but because remember they come back for the anniversary, which is July for global, so it's such a long time away. I don't think they would do that. I don't think they put like Gohan and Goten on there. I don't think they would do any of that. But I mean, it's not. I wouldn't be like floored if they did that.
Well, I'm looking at the banner right now, and obviously aside from Cooler and Salza, we got Kid Goku. Kid Goku is a weird card to see on that banner, to be honest. Then you had AGL Metal Cooler. Then you had Angel Golden Frieza, and then you had Physical Cooler. Which, by the way, Physical Cooler is like basically SCR Cooler's best partner when he transforms. So in terms of what would make sense with the banner, I don't know why. The only thing that really comes to mind is potentially throwing on Full Power Frieza, the physical one. I know obviously he's an old card, but I'm trying to think of category and, you know, what works with the theme of the banner, because they threw Goku Black onto an Int Future Gohan banner, and Goku Black's from the future and all that stuff. So again, just a random guess there. So we'll have to wait and see what happens though. Or again, like they said, they throw on LR Cell, or they throw something else on there that was just completely crazy and random.
Yeah, I mean, if they were gonna put, here's the problem with our dual Dokkan Fest, banners. for the LRs is that they always come back in the dual Dokkan Fest. So the only one LR that doesn't have is just by itself is the Go Bros. So, but I don't know if they would even like put them back on. Like I it just doesn't seem to make too much sense. But like if they were going to hype it up and get people to summon and like really spend stones, that would be it. But I don't know how their cadence is gonna work out because we don't know what else is coming for Saiyan Day or what's coming for the Goku Day and all that stuff. So
does Global do something for Goku Day?
That's when we got Go Bros.
Oh yeah, duh. You got Go Bros for that. I forgot about that. Okay, because that was right after Golden Week, so or right at the beginning of Golden Week. So
yeah, we were
remember.
in our own thing at the time.
Right. Okay. Nah. And then yeah, that's right. And then you guys got the Tech Broly.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what it was.
Alrighty. Anything else for Global Dokkan?
Not really.
Not really. I mean, obviously you get the EZA and everything. Beerus's EZA is whatever. Honestly, I think if you're more of a Beerus fan, you'll go for him. If not, you kind of ignore it.
You're talking about the strength one?
The strength one, yeah.
Okay.
That's basically it if I can really think about it. So.
Gresh, anything off the top of your head, or we're gonna wrap up Global?
I mean, Global really is like not super hype right now, so I don't know. I mean, like even the Cooler celebration is not great, but Cooler himself is like obviously the big draw. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Most people are excited for that.
I expect 350 stones to rainbow him Gresh, just like he did the LR Android.
I mean, I would take that.
Jeez. Alrighty. Okay, so
people, hang on real quickly. People are saying that Seal tanks, the physical Go tanks and the SCR Go tanks, was that around the same time or was that the month after?
No, we're getting that for the current celebration. So we're getting that, I think,
okay.
Sunday. No, yeah, it's literally like almost 24 hours from now. Because the Go Tanks EZA is coming back. But yeah, we're getting the physical Go Tanks EZA and the strength one. I mean, they're good. I don't think they're like not exceptional. Like I don't know. They're just fine. They're good. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, guess that wraps up Global. We'll just move on then to JP. So, hey Talon, when are we getting all the rest of those tickets for the 55 tickets?
God. You had to put it in there. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, you know, I should be at. All right. So, but the realistic question is, they should be at, if they did all the missions, how many should they have now?
I am going to lay this out for people right now, okay? As of right now, on the 9th of February, Japan time, the 8th, wherever you might be else in the rest of the world, you should be at 47 tickets. No more. Okay.
47.
Now,
all right.
when are the rest of the tickets coming? The rest of those are supposed to be from missions, okay? 5 of the tickets are from login, which are simply just when the celebration started. 20 of them are from the Frieza recruiting squad event thing or whatever. And all you had to do to get those tickets, I covered them in my videos, is just simply play the event once. You didn't have to get any of those high number missions done or anything like that. That just gave you Hercule statues and 1 stone and some other stuff. So there are 20 from there, and then the rest are 30 from missions, okay? So the rest of the tickets will come from missions. When they are going to be released, we do not know yet, okay? We're all assuming it's going to be part 2, which is supposed to start sometime this upcoming week, or potentially part 3 if they really decide to drag it out for some reason. I'm not really sure. So until then, 47 tickets is what everyone should be at, and the moment the rest of the tickets missions are released, I will translate them. I'll put them on Twitter. Everyone can retweet it. I'll make a video about it, and everyone can have their free LR. You can't tell I'm a little peeved about it sometimes. Oh my gosh, how many times I've been asked that question?
Didn't they put like coming soon thing yesterday, or not yesterday, like 12 hours ago or something in the news where they previewed like the stages coming up for the 2 story events, the Zamasu one and then the Kid Broly and Kid Vegeta one?
Yes. So the Ningen Zero Keikaku plan, which is the Zama stage, and then the Kid Broly and the Kid Vegeta one on the 10th of February, which is tomorrow my time, the event is going to go away and it's going to come back within pretty much 24 hours is usually when that happens, maybe 48 at the most. But bottom line, Vegeta becomes a Vegeta and Raditz card. He even says so in the name itself on the new picture. Broly just simply stays Kid Broly, but he does get his fluffy friend behind him essentially in the card art. But that's it. It's still going to be a Kid Broly card. The Vegeta and Raditz are going to be separate from being a UR to a TUR. So if you wanted to, you could technically run those together if you wanted to for some reason.
Yeah, and they're gonna be EZA with the EZA area.
Yeah, so I'm gonna guess that's gonna be part 3 if I had to take a wild guess. So part 2 obviously will be them Dokkan Awakening, and then part will be the easy area.
Then we also get the LR Zamasu too. So that's cool.
Yes, the LRs, the LR Zamasu and the Kid Broly and Kid Vegeta, all that stuff should be coming back around within 48 hours by the time they go away. So
I think a data download tomorrow is probably gonna happen. So,
probably, yeah. Tomorrow's Monday. It's not a holiday. Holiday's on Tuesday here in Japan, actually. So I would definitely expect a data download tomorrow on Monday, Japan time.
Yep. Well, seems about right for that. Anything else? We're not in part 2 just. We're not in part 2 just yet, are we?
Yeah, we're not in part 2 just yet. Supposedly part 3 was data mined. So it's kind of, I think it's a first for JP to get a part 3 on an anniversary celebration.
Oh, it wasn't data mined. It was there was like a post about it on an official site, and it had like a little splash image that said like part 3 on it. So.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right. So that's all right. So anyway, regardless, that's why again we're thinking that the easy areas for those particular free to play cards will be in part 3. And then the Dokkan Awaken / the LR Awaken for Zamasu will be for part 2. And we're hoping we're getting normal EZA somewhere in there because we haven't gotten one for this first part of the celebration, which is kind of surprising. We all thought maybe it would be SSB into Vegeta, maybe the Spirit Sword Rage Trunks. We're not really sure, but hopefully we get something like that.
We will definitely get at least one.
We're all expecting to get one. We just don't know when and who.
Right. Okay. So yeah. Okay, because we kind of jumped ahead. Part 3, so part 3, you're saying it's probably the easy areas. Is there anything else you think that's coming in part 3, Talon?
So I mean, a lot of people are expecting for part 2 / part 3, whichever part you want to say, basically that there's going to be some kind of LR banner. Some kind of what do they call it? TOP banners.
Yeah,
so last year we got the
Baby and the
GT Trio. I expect that we're going to get one of those for either part 2 or part 3. If we don't get it for part 2, then I expect it in part 3. And for part 2, I expect to see those type banners where you get to do the one summon, you get orbs and obviously the 10 coins from it, but it's only a one-time summon banner. And then, or we'll see old LR banners come back only for like 2 or 3 days. They did that during last year and the year before that. So it's either gonna be one of those, right? You could flip flop it if you wanted to. Say the new TOP banner will be in part 2, and then part 3 is gonna have the type banner / old LR banners, whatever the case may be. But that's what I personally expect mainly from part 2 and part 3.
Okay. Gresh, do you have any expectations for part 3?
I'm surprised there's 3 parts just in general, because like I don't know what they could even do for 3 parts. Like we know for sure that the anniversary is going to run until March 3rd. That's when the end of the celebration is. So they're going to have to fit in 2 parts from now until then. So it's going to be like 2 weeks for each part, pretty much.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
A little bit less. So I mean, I don't expect part 2 or 3 to be anywhere close to as big as part 1. So for people who are like, oh, I wonder what they're going to bring, like it's I don't think it's going to be like, it's probably going to be half as big as what part 1 was. I mean, we'll get the new stages for the 2 story events. We'll get the Extreme Z area. I expect to see some sort of EZA, if not multiple different EZAs. We'll probably get what else? Maybe definitely. Well, obviously gonna get a new banner, right? Some sort of legendary banner. Maybe multiple legendary banners. Maybe one in part 2, one in part 3. I think type banners are actually pretty likely too. Maybe I don't like. I don't. What else is there? There really isn't that much else to talk. Like, do you guys like? What do you think? Like, what's gonna come?
Well, I just want to say that I don't think we're gonna be for a TOP banner. I don't think we're gonna be getting LR Broly and Corrupt Zombus or Merge Zombus. I don't think that's gonna happen. Those guys are mostly Dokkan Fest type cards, so I don't expect those to come. I liked Gresh's idea from last week, saying there could be a Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta combo card, and then another one could be a Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and Trunks together. You know, the father son Gallic Gun. I could see something like that. But don't expect something that would usually be a Dokkan Fest hype style card. Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here last week, but I watched it, and I definitely agree with Gresh. If we're going to get any cards LRs for the top banner, it'll definitely be a Blue Goku, Blue Vegeta, just like, you know, back to back like they did in the Broly movie. I anticipate that's going to be there. In that case, I don't know what the second card is going to be. I have no clue what their leaders are going to be, but I'm pretty sure that's coming. For part 3, though, I actually think part 3 is just going to be a world tournament, and it introduces the new local LR, because we're due for a new one. Right? It's been how long?
With the last one we were gonna get one.
Yeah, so I figure we're gonna get a new world tournament, and it'll have the new LR, and that would kind of line up with like part 1, 2, and 3. Part 1 was Gogeta and Vegito, and then part 2 is whatever the top banner is gonna be, and then part 3 would be the world tournament with whatever local LR. So that's my expectation. But I guess another question is, we should expect a support type awakening, right? Because the last one we had was strength. So what do you guys think is the only 2 left is Tech and Fizz, and what do you think it is, Gresh?
Probably. Well, I mean, physical was the first one to come out, just when they first came out.
Yeah.
They're probably saving it for last. I would say Tech is probably going to be next. I don't really have any explanation. I don't know. I think the physical ones are going to be the most impressive, maybe besides just Tien himself. I think the Super Brew is going to be crazy. His links are really good. He heals. He just does everything.
Yeah, Super Brew is going to be amazing.
But I mean, the Tech Tien is going to be really good too.
Yeah.
The Cell, actually, I think Cell is going to be good. You know, just the Easy A Tech Cell is already pretty good. So if you run those 2 together, I think that could be a decent rotation. But I mean, we're like, the thing is with those guys, we already know what we already know what their passes are. So
Right. They haven't changed
it. Oh my god, like crazy busted. Like we already know like what they are. The only thing that we don't know is going to be their super attack effects, and that's pretty much it, right?
Right.
Yeah, we don't know if they're gonna, you know, what they're gonna do, because they've been adding a lot of double effects in the super attacks to these awakenings. So it'll be definitely interesting to see if they change something for Boo and for the Gohan, and then also the Tien and the Cell. Because Tien right now, he lowers attack, if I remember correctly. So if that changes to like greatly lower, and then also stuns or raises his own attack for 3 turns or whatever they could do, it could be pretty crazy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think Cell, what does he lower defense? I don't even remember.
I don't remember. Yeah,
I don't remember what Cell does.
One thing I will note real quick because I keep seeing in the chat, is Valentine's. Probably we will see some kind of Valentine's banner, but it's probably just going to be one of those, you know, for 30 multi discounts 3 times, and then it could introduce a couple of awakenings for maybe some of the Peppy Gals category cards and maybe a couple of new cards, but I don't expect it to be huge, crazy, oh my gosh, you know, powerful type stuff. So
I guess my question is, what Peppy Gals cards don't have awakenings? Because they seem to keep pinging them out. The only ones I can think of is like Launch and Oceanus, the new ones.
The new ones, right? I'm looking at my Peppy Gals category right now. So
They would probably just make new cards. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
they can make
clearly,
cards.
Yeah, they're clearly going to make new cards.
The Tech Caulifla and the STR Kale don't have awakenings.
Oh, they could use them too, but they would be super broken.
Launch,
Jesus.
Launch doesn't have one, but she's fairly new.
Yeah, Oceanus too, because I think they were October, September.
Something like that.
What if they gave an Easy A to Kefla, the physical one?
Ooh, she definitely needs it.
Yeah, she definitely needs it. That's for sure.
She definitely needs it. I would not. I'd be all for that, actually. I really would.
Yeah. Yeah, in terms of, just to go backtrack a little bit, I definitely think it's tech because I had this little conspiracy theory. So when the Ints got Awakenings, it was Super Saiyan God Goku that came out. Then who was after that? AGL.
The AGL. Super
Then it was
Saiyan,
Super
Bomb Absorbed Goku.
Right, and then we just had the strength ones, and then we have Gogeta being strength. So with Vegito being tech, it would make a lot of sense that the next type support Awakenings is going to be tech.
Right.
Which then makes me think the next, either the top banner is going to have a physical LR. Because then after, like in a month or two, however long they want to drag it out, they can give the Gohan and the Buu, Super Buu, their Awakenings too. At that point.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that Boo's Awakening. That Boo is awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Is there anything else? The battlefield. They got refreshed. Only thing I can say is Zamasu. You got to bring a stunner because he can be a dick with his healing.
Oh god, yeah. So global, a little months in advance for when you have year 5 come up, and you have to do the battlefield stage. That Zamas, he just keeps healing. Bring stunners. You can't lower his attack. You can't seal him, but you can stun him. So make sure you've got some int stunners because he's a tech unit, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he's a tech unit.
I'm trying to think. What are some of the int stunners besides?
Well, there's the
Blue?
free to play. There's the free to play LR Goku from the Super
Demigra.
Battle Road, which everyone can grab.
Yep.
There is trying to look at all my
Demigra.
stunners right. Demigra, yeah, because clearly everyone likes using him. Trying to think of some other stunners. Oh, Kid Goku, he's got a medium chance to stun.
That's
Yep,
right.
you're right. Yep.
So he's a good card to bring.
The Scouter Vegeta, the support.
Scouter Vegeta, yep, he's a good one to bring along as well.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. We forgot to talk about that because if I'm remembering correctly, those int support units were released during the Future Gohan celebration on JP, right? And then we haven't gotten those on global yet. So
that's right,
I guess like when are they gonna release those? It's kind of weird because I think that banner actually came out before Future Gohan did on JP, like right before it. I
think it was in the same data download. So that's where, yeah, it was either at the same time, a little bit before, a little bit after, but it's just around that time period. Which, yeah, for global, that doesn't make any sense that it's not out yet. So, is there going to be another data download for global anytime soon, Gresh?
There should be because Cooler's data is not in the game yet.
Okay.
His like, he's not scheduled to release yet on global, so they're gonna have to do another one at some point.
So
yeah,
actually,
the Int Gohan and Vegeta were after Gohan. I just checked, so
there is maintenance announced on global, but it's I think
Yeah.
hold on, let me make sure let me make sure this is right.
Okay. Well,
On the
and then two more int units real quickly just to use if you need to for global. Int Mai, she's obviously a really good stunner,
that's right.
and then not much of a good stunner. It's a rare chance, but nonetheless, he's not a bad card because he does change orbs. Is this particular Goku right here? He's a very good card. He's just a Super Saiyan Goku, nothing too crazy, but he does stun.
Changer,
He's a rare.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an orb changer. He's got a rare chance to stun. You never know, could help you. So definitely use this guy. So if you're limited on your stunners, that is. So
Yeah.
and then obviously the free to play Yardrat Goku, doesn't he stun?
Yeah, on slot 2 or 3 or something like that.
Yeah, slot 2 or 3 he does. Yeah. So
Yeah.
also bring him. So a lot of different options. A lot of different options for him.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the only one that has like the greatest chance to stun, I think, is the General Blues. So unless you have them, because the one with the knife
you could use
hasn't
him
come-
or the Go Tanks. The
Ghost Tanks.
Ghost Tanks. Yeah, he's got a high chance to stun.
Well, Demigra and Hit also have 2 chances to stun, one from their
that's right.
passive and then one from their super attack.
Int hits. Wow. That's
Talk about someone who needs an easy A.
yeah.
Demigra needs
Seriously.
what?
He's an
Please.
awakening first.
Yeah, he needs an awakening first. Yeah.
Forget easy A. He needs an awakening.
I can't I'm shocked he's even still on banners.
Yeah.
Like because they completely removed Toa and Mira from the game basically.
Dude, I only have 2 dupes of Toa, and I think I could Rainbow Mira, but I since they removed her, I can't Rainbow her now.
Yeah, I think I have Toa fully unlocked, but I don't have Mira fully unlocked, and it's just not gonna be possible because they're literally not obtainable. That's cool.
Yeah.
And by the way, Global still has not gotten Frieza and King Cold LR yet, so still waiting for that.
You're not missing out on much.
I mean, we only have
4 copies right now. We can't even rainbow them.
yeah. So
Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense to release them with Cooler though, so I think maybe they'll be coming up soon.
Probably, yeah.
Did they come out with Cooler? I can't remember when they came out for us in JP.
Oh no, I think they came out way before that.
It was way before them, but there was like a spread of like 2 to 3 months where they didn't even add an extra copy into the shop. So
Let me look it up. Hold on.
Yeah. Unfortunate. While Garesh is looking that up,
July 1st.
July. Wow.
So you guys are how far behind now? July's 7, 5, 6
Like
months
7
behind.
months.
6, 7 months behind. Yeah.
Just for that one though, because like I don't know. There's other stuff that were very very close, but that for some reason they just don't want to release them on Global. So cool.
I feel like whoever was in charge of the STR, King Cold, and Frieza is just like, oh right, I need to keep releasing those copies so people can rainbow them and get extra copies and everything like that. So,
because they weren't this slow to release Eller Boo Oob, right? Copies.
no, Eller Oob was fine. There were 2 copies available straight from the beginning, and then after that it was just every time it refreshed, and that was it.
Huh. Yeah.
As of right now, there's only someone's saying that they just released the 5th one for the LR King Cold and Frieza. It's only the 4th because there's 3 currently in the shop right now, and I only have the main copy of them. I don't have a dupe of them or anything like that. So they still need 1 more to give us.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the problem is it's gonna take a month, usually a month to 2 months to save up currency to even buy them. I don't know why they keep making them super expensive, like increasingly more expensive.
Super expensive, which is crazy. Yeah.
I specifically have like 1,000,000 points saved because I've been waiting for months and I am prepared.
How much currency do you have?
Like 1,000,000. I'm literally just waiting here.
Oh, okay.
All right. I don't really have anything else for JP. I mean, you guys talked about the fusions last time. Any other changes and thoughts?
Freaking drop for my summons tomorrow.
You should summon on this banner if you have stones. Like I know. There's something else we can talk about is if we think we're gonna get more top grossing stones. But for all the stones that you guys get until the banner, like the 3+1 is over, you guys should be spending on these banners because if you guys are saving for part 2 or part 3, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
they're not gonna be. Yeah. It's not going to be close to the amount of value from these banners. So just spend everything that you have right now. It's not worth it.
Pretty much, yeah. Plus, again, those TOP banners, like you might find some character you think is cool. That's the new LR, but they're in every banner going forward. So, I mean, I know technically this is the best chance to get them because they're featured, but still, the amount of value you get for the 3-in-1 with these anniversary banners is way above it. So.
Yeah, I agree with echo those sentiments, man. If you've got stones, you just go in on these banners. They're Dokkan Fest, so you get the red coins, and you can get whatever unit you want down the line. STR cooler, but yeah, I mean the TOP banners. Honestly, yes, you could get a bunch of LRs, throwing a couple multis at it.
But you gotta be lucky. I mean, it's the same thing with that 200 stone LR banner, the guaranteed LR banner. I've seen people pull 3 LRs in that 200 or that 55 multi. I've seen people get absolutely shafted and get 1 LR at the end, and it turns out to be like LR, some old LR that just doesn't.
Majin Vegeta.
Majin Vegeta, yeah. Oh, poor Majin Vegeta. Outdone by his EZA counterpart.
Yeah, that's for sure. That EZA is super good. Like
all they need to do is just redo his animations. Right.
Just redo the animations. There we go.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I guess that's it for JP. Anything else, you guys?
No, I mean, unless there's some questions from the chat or something.
Yeah. Let me look at. You have tickets. Oh yeah, I'm just reading the chat. Someone's like, Global's version of the 5-year banners will have tickets, discounted first round multis, peel off trove packs. It's gonna be intense. And what's up, Kawhi?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Kawhi's in here. Very nice.
Global's been like people don't understand like why. I like a lot of people were like, oh, like I'm gonna summon for Cooler, and I'm like, sure, go ahead, but like just keep in mind that Global's banners are gonna be like it's unparalleled. The anniversary banners on the Global, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
So, oh, God.
No, I was just looking at some of these questions. I mean, tweet didn't have too many, but I'm gonna just go off the tweets and see whatever else we get in chat until we get ready to switch over to Legends. But the first one I got is, how long of a game plan do you think Dokkan has as of now? So I guess he's saying the lifespan of the game, and
No. I think he's saying how far in advance do you think they have stuff like content?
Oh, I see
like,
what you're saying.
created?
Like pre-planned out.
Planned out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, any thoughts, Talon?
Well, I mean, there was the whole thing about usually when a celebration ends, they start working on the next celebration units right away. I think that was the case with like the Super Saiyan 4s to the LR Cell and Gohan. Like the moment that started or that ended, they started working on those or something. I mean, I don't remember because it was all the way back in July, but I remember there were things coming out on the Reddit about that and how they changed the Super Saiyan 4s like at the last minute or something. And so I'm sure there are certain things that they do have planned out. Like they probably have the Golden Week stuff planned out already, which is going to be May. And probably what's going to happen with the Tanabata banner around there, give or take. Maybe some of the Inmitter stuff they don't, but I don't know what it's hard to say.
I would say they probably have the 350 million downloads stuff completely like planned out already. I'd say up until there is what they have done, right? Well, not like finalized, but like they have at least a rough outline done. If not, like they've already started working on like the actual characters, because that's like what 6 months from now. So
yeah,
I'd say 6 months is a pretty good guess about like how far in advance they start doing stuff for. But I think anniversary is different. I think anniversaries they probably do that a good 8-9 months in advance.
Probably, yeah. And hopefully they learn from this year 5 and they're like, okay, people like not this LR Gohan and Cell stuff.
I think 6 months is a good like lead time for at least an outline. Like they can still change stuff, like what happens with the Super Saiyan 4s. Oh, they're a little too broken, so we'll just scale them down a little bit. But I think the majority of the stuff is done: super attack animations, leader skills, that kind of stuff. But passives and effects like that, they can change that on the fly. So I think for any dev who's got a burgeoning gacha game, it's about 5-6 months of lead time of what they have. So that's what I echo Garesh's sentiments with that. So
think about when we got the first info for the Gogeta collab figure. Like how many months ago was that?
That's true.
July. Yeah, wasn't it like July or August or something like that?
Yeah, it was a long time ago, and I remember when that first was like announced or shown off or something, and it was like probably like 5 months ago now, and people were like, "Oh, well, it's so far in advance. Like, there's no way this is like going to be what we actually get." And it's like, no, well, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, that's
what actually happened.
Pretty accurate now. Yeah, pretty much anytime you see a legit collab type of preview thing, sometime down the line, we're going to get that most likely.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, let me look at Twitter
one thing people are asking about as you're looking for questions, actually, I'll just quickly talk about this, is the STR Zamasu when he turns to LR, because it's going to be a Zamasu and then in parentheses will be Goku Black. So that's going to be nice. You don't have to worry about fighting for space on your team using him. But a lot of people are asking how are they going to change him? What do they think the passive and everything is going to become a B? Because as of right now, that STR Zamasu is... I don't like to use the word garbage, but he kind of is compared to the others. I know he's free to play and everything, but still, and he's got that awkward 2 or more opponents that you're facing off against type passive, which I'm really not a fan of. So I really hope they really change him up and they really add some stuff. I mean, like the Kid Goku who turned into the Kid Goku in Arale, they really did give him pretty good buffs from the TUR to the LR state. So I've got hope for Zamasu. I really do. I just hope that they, again, make him want to be used. So,
The big thing about him is that we know he's going to get ki from his passive because he already does in his TUR form, right?
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
always I think that's always a big thing for LRs is like how easy is it for them to actually get their 18 ki super attack? And I think because already he's getting what is it like up to 5 ki from his passive as a TUR,
Mhm.
which will
Right.
probably go up higher as an LR, probably like up to 7 or whatever. So I think just that by itself is really really good.
Yeah. So hopefully the SA can change a few things. Like he's gonna have greatly lower defense as one. He has that TUR, and then hopefully his 18 key super does something else. I'm gonna guess heal probably because it's Zamas. Most Zamases these days heal in some way. Hopefully he can either mitigate damage or heal at the beginning of the turn. We'll have to wait and see. So
Yeah. I mean, we kind of answered this already. Do you think it's a good idea to summon on the 200 stones 55 unit banner? Basically, no. Just throw everything you've got.
probably no. Yeah.
Throw everything you've got with
I mean,
the dual Dokkan Fest.
And I know the argument is that, hey, you're going to be guaranteed an LR and 200 stones, whereas 200 stones on the Dokkan Fest current banners right now, there's only a chance. While that is true, you could, and I know a lot of people are trying to bank on, I'm going to get multiple LRs and one summon maybe because I could get that lucky. Most people so far haven't. And again, it's just, you could just simply end up with one random LR. I've seen so many tweets about people saying, I didn't listen. I summoned on the 200 stone LR banner and I got, LR Mighty Mask, or I got LR Majin Vegeta, or I got this.
Yeah. And I mean, the other thing too is you could get lucky and pull whichever Dokkan Fest banner you're getting. You could get Cell, Gohan, the
exactly.
third year Gogeta, third year Vegito, which they have better value than just some of the other regular LRs. Not all of them, but a good chunk of the old ones. So, yeah, I just say, if you got stones and you don't have the new LRs, go for the Gogeta or the Vegeta or whatever. Yeah, they're just that good. And the other
must be nice to have the LRs.
Well, hopefully Monday rolls around for you and it's good for you. Let's just say that.
24 hours from now. 24 hours.
Yeah, the other question I got, last one I have, at least from Twitter, is LR Gohan or Super Saiyan 4 Goku? Who do you prefer, or who do you think is better?
Gohan.
Gohan, probably.
Yeah. It's hard to say not Gohan, to be honest. So, yeah, Gohan.
I mean, I have both of them, and I think most of you guys do. Goku's fine. He's not bad by any means. He's obviously super powerful. He's easy to get his 18 key super attack, and he massively raises his attack and defense when he does his 18 key super attack, which is really nice. But Gohan can tank without really having to get that much, and if you somehow get his terrible transformation mechanic off, he just becomes an absolute beast. So I would probably say that.
I think isn't Gohan on 400,000 more teams too.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I think so. I'll double check real quick, but yeah, I think he is. Goku is on 4 categories, and the Gohan.
I think Gohan is on 37 or something. Categories.
10.
Yeah.
He's on 10 categories.
2.5 times more categories. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say Gohan.
Yeah, and I think the Kamehameha team is
the best team in the game.
Yeah,
it's better than Last Resort, I think.
Last Resort, as cool as it is, I don't think it's as good as what people think it is. As good as
Transformation Boost.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
I was gonna say Transformation Boost is still, in my opinion, the best category in the game because it's just forever going to be added new units. Well,
I like Kamehameha. I think Transformation is up there.
Kamehameha's a great category. It is a great category.
I think Kamehameha is better personally. It's my personal preference.
Yeah, it's at this point it's a preference. So
it's a personal preference at this point. So
yeah, but alrighty. Okay. Guess that's it. Any other questions? Let me look at the chat here. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't think we see any more questions. So let's see. Shall we switch over to Legends? Even though there's not too much.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I'm
good.
so ready.
All the excitement.
Crash is ready. So the Terra, the new one.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to be transitioning to the Legends portion, and
I'm just gonna grab some water real quick, but go ahead and start, guys.
yeah, by all means. Yeah, so Legends is there's a lot to talk about. The first thing, the very, very first topic we're all going to talk about is all the issues that everyone's running into. So, Nazarachi, you want to take it off and lead us through it?
They botched the update 2.2 really hard. I'm not sure if it's like mobile carrier or manufacturer specific, but a lot of players have been unable to log into the game at all, and some can log in but cannot get to any of the exchange shops, the shops, or the summons. So they immediately, within like 4 or 5 days, updated to 2.3. So 2.2 lasted less than a week in terms of the length of the game and the update. And that resolved some problems with the shop and the summons and exchange shops. But still, I believe to this day, almost a week later, correct me if I'm wrong, some people are still unable to log into the game and play at all. I think I made an update video about that like 2 or 3 days ago. And I'm assuming 2.4 is on the way to resolve the login issues. And from what I heard on the word on the street is that they were trying to do something with the game code to promote Wi-Fi connections having stronger connections with other players in PvP and for co-op, and network somehow suffered, and then phones connectivity, then it all snowballed downhill, and it took half the, or not even a half, but like a fifth of the player base down with it. So that's the main issue that most players are dealing with, beyond, actually diving into some of the in-game stuff with new content and stuff like that. Hopefully there's a fix in the works on the way soon, but it's a good opportunity to, I guess, take your break from Legends. If you can't even log in, it'd be a great time to try and hit that 15-day period where you can just get free crystals for logging in, the welcome back bonus. I believe that triggers after your 15th day of not logging in. So if you're one of those players, that's my best recommendation for you. But they are planning some sort of compensation. They're planning on extending the events, and there's no super relevant banners in the game right now, which is kind of why I'm pushing that advice to people that can't really play the game. So that's what I would say.
The funniest thing about this whole thing is that they made a post and they were like, oh, we're planning on like extending the events for people who weren't able to play, but it's like, what events? There's like literally nothing. So like,
yeah,
what are you talking about?
The co-op and it's got to be the bean farming, which is a whole nother topic in and of itself.
I don't think anybody would stress too much if they missed out on that one.
Yeah, there's nothing even really good gated behind the beans. Albeit this is only part 1, so we're gonna see like decorated beans coming out next, just like the snowmen. But yeah, there's the extension on that, I think, is their main concern because of how much players were complaining about farming the adventures and the time gates, and then they did this and people can't even play and there's events running. So I think that's what they're trying to make themselves not look bad in terms of the worst anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of the beans, they added in those 7-hour ones, and yet that's still not the best way to do the farming, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, the thing I will say about that is that I think it's nice when you're like, if you're going to sleep or something, and like, because if you use the 3-hour ones when you go to sleep, you waste like, like I'm assuming most people sleep 7-8 hours a day. You're wasting like 3 or 4 hours of not refreshing them because you're sleeping. Right. Whereas with the 7-hour ones, like you're pretty much getting like your full value from them. So I think that was actually pretty nice.
The 7-hour ones do help. It's just the whole system is getting very sour in general, and even these are minor improvements. Like the 7-hour adventures help, and the fact that it's 200,000 instead of 800,000. But I think they just kind of, that's like a bait and switch, because the event was only intended to be 1 week long instead of 20 days. So putting the less amount of currency, like people immediately look at that and be like, oh, it's not as bad. But then they're like, oh, crap, I only have 5 more days left to do it. So I feel like that was a little bit of a bait and switch on their part. The 7-hour adventures do help a little, but it's still just an obnoxious system.
Yeah, I've literally been, I think pretty much every day that it's been out, I've been refreshing the 1 hour ones, and then doing I've been doing 1 hour ones and then 3 hour ones when I go to sleep because I don't sleep that long, and then I
Crazy
literally
man.
have like I think I have like 160,000 right now, so not
Yeah,
even like
it would be easier to get them all for more of the players, but still the people that are completely fed up with the system, like I don't know, I have like maybe 50, 60,000 of them, but I'm not really rushing it because they claim they're extending it, so I haven't really been going too ham on it. But yeah, it is doable. It's just still obnoxious. I wish they would be more worried about getting like 1 or 2 logins a day and then holding the player's attention by providing quality gameplay experience so they get their playtime from that, as opposed to this item bribery system to just log in for short bursts throughout the day.
Yeah, it's kind of a lazy system too because it's like, oh, instead of making like enjoyable content for you guys to log in, like we're gonna make this so we're forcing you to log in instead.
Yeah, that's 100%. I feel the same way. It's definitely like a bribery system as opposed to providing like a fruitful gameplay experience. But hopefully this is just their downtime at the beginning of the year, and they've got some big plans. They definitely put their foot in their mouths a little bit with this whole login problem, but hopefully they'll resolve that and everyone will get. I mean, they've given away. I think what is the biggest compensation they've ever given away in one lump sum before? Wasn't it like 500 for an issue?
500
So-
crystals for some issue. I don't remember which one it was, but yeah.
Back during the purple Gohan banner, I remember this because I remember being stuck in a hurricane in Japan when this happened. Back during the purple Gohan banner, I think that was October of 2018. I think so. It's like 4 months after the game released or so, 5 months. They had like 17-hour-long maintenance or something, and that was like you guys probably remember the memes. It was like the great maintenance or whatever.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got 1,000 crystals for that one. I think that was the most we ever got.
I could definitely see this problem giving that same level of attention. Like, I wouldn't really expect them to give any less than 1,000 crystals because, like Goresh just said, that was 17 hours, but now it's been almost a week, and a fifth of the player base can't access the game. I think they're going to give it out to everybody as well because all of our experiences have been, hurt by this because there's less people in co-op, there's less people in PvP because people can't access. So realistically, even though those people are directly affected, we're all, affected by it in some way. So hopefully a minimum of 1,000 to everybody is what I'm thinking.
I could realistically see 2,000.
Yeah, even that, because this is worse than the huge maintenance. But I guess it just depends on how much flack they get and what they consider. But it's definitely going to be, I think, way more than 500, probably over 1,000.
I will say, I'm happy that this is happening now and not during like the anniversary.
Yeah, this is like the most down tempo time for this to be happening. We gotta add Brad to the call too.
Yeah, add him in, and then you guys can keep talking, and I'll do as much scene switching as I can, if I can.
You can add him.
Can we? I don't know how to do that.
I'll add him real quick. He just accepted my friend request. So
So yeah, for me, the biggest issues I've had was like, okay, let's see, can we get this all here? Okay, there we go. There's Goresh in his beautiful final form. But yeah, so like the biggest issues for me has been like logging in. I can't do it over data no matter what, and so I have to use
Something really loud.
Who's music? I don't have any music. Do
I don't have any music.
Yeah, I don't have any music.
I don't hear any music.
I don't hear any. Yeah, what are you smoking something, dude?
No, it was like crazy freaking loud, bro. Like
Someone in chat said it too. They're like, "What is this music?" But I don't know
I literally don't hear anything.
this
Yeah.
is crazy. All you guys' voices are playing like 4 times each.
You have to. Are you watching the stream? 'Cause you have to
Yeah, make
mute
sure
No,
you've got the
it's-
stream.
It's muted.
Okay.
I'll just close the tab. I'll just close the tab.
That's my joke out of that.
I just
That's your
closed the tab, dog. Alright, we're good.
Okay,
Now it's playing mega loud.
I know what
Brad.
it is.
How's it going?
I have my headphones up max, dog. Like,
Oh, whose fault is that?
It just cut out.
Okay, I
had
cut
the
it out. Yeah, it was my
YouTube
music.
player,
Something
like,
hit up.
halfway down. Like,
All
we're
right.
good.
Hold on. Let me see. I don't see your video there, Brad.
Yeah,
You're
turn
gonna
off
have to
camera, turn it
manually
back
turn his
on.
camera on, I think. And
Yeah,
No, it's
there we
on.
go.
You got
Alright,
a spinning loading wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave it at this overview thing. Oops, wrong one. Sorry, guys. Technical issues and all. I'm gonna leave it at the overview because I didn't have time to switch you guys all up appropriately. So we'll just leave it at this. Anyways, yeah. So my issues with the login so far has been I can't get in through data at all. Which I understand that if they want to promote stable gameplay, just make it so that like PvP is only. I mean, I think that's what most people care about. Like co-op, I don't care if someone like DC's too much, you know. So, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they could have implemented this a lot easier than what they did. But yeah, I don't know what to expect for compensation because I have no clue. Clearly, they care more about fixing the shop than they do people's login issues. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad, that's true. It's sad.
I don't know. It's somewhere I just hope that they are kind of. It's a down tempo moment. I hope they have big plans in the works because it's but it's a good time for this to happen. Like Gresh said, there's not too much going on in the game besides Zenkai Goku Black and bean farming. They really haven't added too much.
Yeah,
And it might be because like I don't know, they didn't want to go head to head with Dokkan for their 5th anniversary, and then also I don't know how much the Dimps developers pay attention to like the scene, but you know, there's a lot of focus on the Dragon Ball Fighters because the World Tournament's going on in Paris right now. It's
yeah.
either they're not trying to compete with their like other you know iterations of the Dragon Ball IP, but at the same time, it's a perfect opportunity for them to have done like a Fighters collab or something like that. If they
I was actually about to say too. I think the reason why, because I think last year we also had a lull at this time too, is they don't want to go like try and compete with Dokkan their anniversary because they would just not end well for them. And I think right around the end of the anniversary for Dokkan last year is when we saw the step up banner for the legendary finish Gohan, and that was the first obviously legendary finish unit we've gotten.
Right.
So I think it's probably a good guess or something. You know, it's pretty apparent that we're probably going to end up getting something pretty big in March, like middle of March, somewhere around there. Probably another step up, probably another LF unit, because at this point we haven't gotten an LF unit since what, the Vegeta, which has been a while at this point.
For Legends, it's been a while, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, they love
I
to
think-
milk those.
I think middle of March is probably when we'll start to see things pick up again. But it's just them being strategic and not trying to compete with Dokkan because it would just not pan out well.
Yeah, I would think there's gonna be some sort of. I can't judge what the hype levels will be, but for Valentine's Day, they have an opportunity to not botch that completely, and I wonder what they'll do. Like,
Yeah, I mean, probably some sort of female banner. I mean, because we know that the Sin Shenron and Baby Vegeta are coming, but I think that's probably going to be
Right.
next week, not this coming week, because this coming week's going to be Valentine's Day, I would assume. So probably a female banner this week, and then next week we'll have the Baby Vegeta and then Sin Shenron UST.
this
I
could
would
be an
definitely-
opportunity for them to do something cool though. Like, you could do like a Bulma and Badman Vegeta, like Vegeta suited out with the pink shirt and stuff, and. I don't think they'll make a killing off of it, but if it's done properly, it could definitely be something that sells. Or Kefla, even, you know, that would sell. But-
Kefla, yeah, I could see that.
Hopefully they bring back that like chocolate event. That was actually pretty good. I like that.
Wasn't
Oh yeah,
that
where
you
just-
know-
Oh, wow, it's been a while. Yeah, I remember that.
Currency.
You know we're gonna get some kind of like, you know, I don't know what some sort of like, oh, do the adventures and farm like, I don't know, like bonbons or something. I don't know what Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day chocolates. That's what it's gonna be,
We'll
man.
farming roses or something.
Yeah, rose flowers.
I mean, we've done sausages, we've done cakes. There's nothing that's outside the realm of farmability for these days.
Dog, we're doing
Dinosaurs,
beans
farm
right now.
dinosaurs.
Dog. Like,
Beans.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the biggest question. Wait, that's when they started the adventure farming, right? Was the chocolates
Dude.
last year?
It was right
No, that wasn't
after
adventures.
the Rising Star, because the Rising Star had some level of gameplay to it. Like you earn the currency by actually playing the game. It wasn't just strictly adventures. But then
Right.
they adapted that. It's like it was right after that Rising Star ended is when it
Yeah,
really started.
that was for Tanabata because it's like the wish upon a star thing. That was
Oh,
July,
right.
I believe.
Yeah, and I had a thumbnail. I don't know if I feel like digging it up, but I had all of them, like every single one that they've done, like in order. And there's been like, what is it? There's been like at least like 11 or 12 of these now, straight, consistent, straight. As soon as one ends, the next one picks up. So I remember trying to squeeze them all into one thumbnail, and it was a little rough, but. Yeah, so definitely there'll be some Valentine's Day oriented one. Unless they get some type of wake up call and reorganize that system to make it actually like useful for I don't know what, like send people on adventures and they farm out friendship EXP while they're there doing them. Like something like that would make it great. But unless they rework the system, it's just going to be this consistent over and over again, some different material we're collecting.
Yep. Same old, same old.
Which, honestly, I think that they need to add some way to the game of getting friendship EXP that's like, passive gameplay system. Like you can earn regular EXP by playing the game, and then you can earn it by sending the characters on questionably useful training exercises.
Just
Or
apply it
you
to
can-
skip tickets. Like, I mean, honestly, like that's the whole issue. The amount of skip
Yeah.
tickets I use in this game, if I even got like a minuscule amount, I'd get a unit up there real quick with skip tickets.
Yeah, because if you look at all the character sheets, and I mean, when I say every single one, I mean like the heroes and the EXs also, you'll see like Strike, and if they're fully soul boosted, it'll be like 5 out of 10. The super move is always 2 out of 5. Like if you're at a 700% soul boost, you'll always be 5 out of 10 for Strike, 5 out of 10 for Blast, 2 out of 5 for Blue, and I don't know, I think it's like 5 out of 10 for. I don't remember the green number, but the end game for that comes from Zenkai. Like that's where you get the rounded outs, like 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, and 5 out of 5. So if you like just extrapolate that logic, that means that EX and hero units are going to have like a Zenkai system as well. Like that I mean, that's where the other 700% of the soul boost board comes from.
Right.
So getting every single character in the game to I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to do that, but it doesn't really seem like a viable end game strategy. Like to friendship 10 every single unit in the game. I'd rather pull my fingernails out with pliers.
I mean, I definitely agree with that. I mean, just God, that grind is just no, thank you.
Well, we've learned they like to change it up. I mean, they release a step up. The next step up is different. The next step up fluctuates different. Like, I'm hoping they just kind of like, let's change it up. Okay, this wasn't a good method. We tried it for 2 months, whatever. Dip to something else. We'll try that. Okay, we don't like that. We'll dip to something else. But it's like, can we just like, it's not hard. I know that sounds bad, but like you see like Rhyme's video. I don't know if you guys watched it or not. There's actually like about good points and everything, and it's like, yeah, those are the points that need to be covered. And it seems so simple. You just say it. It's like, bro, like, it doesn't even seem difficult. Like Dokkan does it right. I don't necessarily like Dokkan more. I've been playing a lot of it, and yeah, their free-to-play units are super dope. I mean, really, that keeps me like heavily intrigued when I'm doing nothing in the game, having all these really, really good free-to-play units. And Legends just take a couple things from Dokkan and be like, yo, this is all right. This is cool. Apply it to the game, make the game work right, and then you're good. Like, I don't know, man. They've mastered things on other games, and it's like Legends is just not clicking something. They're just not putting the pieces together. Like,
I think
Well,
this step up for Super Saiyan 4s was really good.
oh yeah,
Like,
like leagues above other ones. Yeah,
huge step in the right direction. Huge step in the
Absolutely.
right direction.
The only issue with that is that there was no LF unit on there, and that's definitely something they're not going to be doing in the future that often because they're going to be pushing out LF units.
One, yeah, like a new one or something.
Yeah. So I don't know
feel-
if they're going to keep doing banners in that similar way because that banner had like multiple guaranteed sparking tickets. Like I think you got like 4 per rotation or something. You got
Something
a
like
guaranteed
that, yeah.
EX step every rotation. You got a
Every
free
rotation. I love that. Absolutely
Yeah,
that was really,
love
really
that.
good.
You got a free multi every rotation. Like it was really, really good. And to the point of the free to play units, I think Legends actually does a really good job with free to play units. I will say that, but there's like not even close to enough of them. I think they need
Yeah,
to
there's
just
like
pump out.
6, 7 of them. 8 if you include
Yeah.
like the Rising Battle units too.
They need to pump out like one Rising Battle a month, easily.
Minimum,
Like,
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly.
one Rising Battle, one Legends Road, a new character, one of each every month.
Well, dude, I was
Seems
just doing the
feasible.
Dragon Ball Super Broly one that's in Dokkan, and I was running. What is that? 5 free-to-play units that you can just straight up rainbow, and they boost other. Like, it's like, dude, from one event, and it all came out. The first 4 dropped in one of them, and I'm over here spending what? It took me like an hour just to skip ticket my way through Legends Road Goku, Star Trek Goku.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I sat here waiting to record the video for like an hour, and it's like, well, this is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this. This is good.
I think I don't know if it's fair to compare the Dokkan because it's so much harder to make a unit in Legends than it is
I
in Dokkan.
100% agree. You have to make it viable in so many ways, but even like 1. I'm just saying, Dokkan
Yeah,
give it 4.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, I think at least one like good free-to-play unit a month would
Oh yeah,
make the game a lot
Well,
more lively.
all the Legends Risings are pretty good. They're solid. That's a good method. Just gotta change up colors, but that's a good method to go. Legends Road is.
Legends Road is literally just, oh, let me skip ticket this, let me energy ticket this. Oh, okay, done. Like,
I mean,
That's basically what it is.
And the
It's
actual
just
units aren't even very viable, like ever at all. Like
Green Gohan's good.
The
That's
Green
about it.
Gohan, yeah, I was about to say he's like one of the only ones.
Yeah, I don't know.
It feels like the devs, they ride the fence. Like these things that you say are common sense, like that would make the game better. It's like they have to be thinking of them themselves, but then they also have to throw it into this equation where they like ride the fence so hard, trying to like monetize it also at the same time as trying to make it satisfactory for everybody. And then I even joked about it, like if every character in the game does end up Zenkaiing, I was like, the format will probably be you pay 300 to someone on the Sparking banner, then it'd be 200 for the EX banner, then 100 for the Heroes banner.
It makes too much sense in Legends logic, dog. Like
Yeah.
that would be an awful format because who wants to spend 100 CC to? I mean, other than Shallot, he would be the only one that would be him and maybe Nail at this
Nail.
point.
Yeah,
He
Hero
would
Nails.
never do that with like any of those other units. No one would spend 100 to do that. Like, but that's probably what in their minds would be like the satisfactory outcome for like how do we provide this Zenkai system, but also monetize it.
The Shallot thing to me actually gives me a lot of hope for what they could do because they were not afraid to make like a unit that everyone just gets like for logging into the game for the first time like insanely good. So I mean like they could go ahead and Zenkai Awaken like the Kid Goku from Legends Road and make him like insanely good for Dragon Ball or the Dragon Ball Saga team. Like if they actually wanted to flesh out that team a little bit more, maybe give him a Zenkai Awakening. Maybe they could give, I don't know, Demon King Piccolo Zenkai Awakening. Maybe they could release like I don't know a really good like full power Roshi or something, and then all of a sudden, boom, the team's really good. But I think they need to start doing some more stuff with like free to play units, and I think the Shallot thing is a good start. And I think the mindset that they have where they literally just were like, oh, okay, yeah, let's just make Shallot like one of the best units of the game. And it was like, okay.
Man, I definitely think the Legends Road units need some love, but I think that if there was ever a Zenkai Awakening for those units in the current format, that would kind of be a real kick in the ass because, like, here, farm up this free unit. It's free. Get him for free. All the start free. Oh, wait, you got to pay to Zenkai him now, though. He's not free.
Oh
No. Yeah, I would definitely want them to. I mean, it would be you know damn well they would make that grind ridiculous, but like it should be free.
Yeah, like include the Legends Road Zenkais in Legends Road events where you get them to Z7 potentially like 2-3 months worth of grinding would be to them or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, also something else to do with that is they could make like the Zenkai souls available with like Legends Road currency. I think they could do that.
Or the Z
They could do
medals,
that, yeah.
man. I hate all these Z medals I'm sitting on. They're
Yeah.
so worthless.
Oh God.
they'll do something in the future. They have to. I mean,
Yeah, they
honestly.
have, because that literally is the whale currency. Like for people that summon a lot, you get a lot of that currency. So it's like, why would that one shop be the most neglected out of all of them when it's for their highest paying players' interests to put good stuff in there?
And like all they have to do is just add the new extreme units as they go. Like that
Put
to me,
like put
Make
like
it cost 150,000 for a copy. I don't even care, dude. Like it's worth.
yeah, I
it.
was about to say put LF units in there, make them cost like $500,000 each. Whatever, dude. Like something, anything to update that shop.
it's true.
That's a big problem with Legends is they act like everything is like god tier grind worthy, and it's like it's not. Like 1 LF out of 17 is not
Yeah.
god tier grind worthy. Let someone have their 2-star LF Vegeta, they're still gonna get body bagged by Majin Buu, Zenkai 4 and up. Like I don't know.
You think
It's-
Majin Buu's good? You think his
Oh,
Zenkai's
yeah.
good?
He's stupid good, dude. You know that. Shut up.
Oh, Majin Buu, I would put him in like one of the top 1-2 units in the game, just depending on your team setups.
Yeah.
I fought, so I've been playing Lineage because in PvP.
You play
And-
Lineage? No
What?
way.
That's weird.
What is
dog.
this?
And the only team that like is even remotely like annoying is Regen. I played a Regen team earlier today. It's not even a Zenkai 7 Majin Buu. It was a Zenkai 1 Majin Buu, and it was like Baby,
It's
and I
hell.
think it was Zamasu, and it was like we timed out, and he had like literally he had full health, and I won because I did more damage. How is that like fun at all?
God.
He had full health, but I still won because I did more damage.
Dude,
Just
you guys remember
that's
Regen?
mental gymnastics right there.
Who was it? Who came out? Was it Cell when he came out? That Region was just the worst. It was like I can't even get through this damn team with Green Piccolo and stuff.
Oh, that
And
was when
that
Zamasu
faded-
came out.
Zamasu, yeah,
Yeah,
then
Zamasu,
that faded
Green
away
Piccolo,
real
and
quick.
Cell.
Oh my god, I remember that.
That was right after Green Piccolo got his balance rework, which they... God, I still hold out hope that they haven't abandoned that system completely. But
That was when. So the team that you would run into was Zamasu, Green Piccolo, and Yellow Piccolo because they buffed Yellow Piccolo. And
yeah.
literally every single match would go to the timer, and every single match we would lose because that was before they implemented the whoever does more damage
Damage
wins. And then
calculator.
literally during that meta, that's when they implemented that for the first time because every single match you would just forfeit because like you would lose anyway, so there wasn't even a point in playing.
I agree 100%. Like, but that's what I mean. Like, Region is gonna be always that damn team, and then it fades off,
Yep.
and then it comes back, and then it fades off. It's gonna keep doing it till the end of time. Like, their name's
Well-
Regeneration.
So I've been actually thinking about this recently, and I've been talking about it a little bit on Twitter with people, but I think the regen tag in itself is like flawed because the way that the tag is set up, and they even made this worse when they released Baby because Baby,
he's not even a
what is
regen
he?
character, like in
Like,
the show.
He makes your healing like what is he like 50% amplification or whatever it is.
Something like
So-
that, yeah.
If you're running Baby with like Majin Buu Zenkai 1, that's all you need to do, and you're never gonna die. It's just you never will.
Yeah, you're getting
So-
back like 38% of your health from Boo.
The only way you lose those matchups is when you misplay into another character's team who has some type of abusable lock-in, like where they lock
yeah.
your Majin Buu in and then switch to a purple and Rising Rush. Like that's the only way to,
Yeah.
to mess up that matchup.
And even
Yeah.
then, dude, so I was using Metal Cooler, Majin Buu, and some other. I think it might have been it was Baby, yeah, because I was doing that trash team, and it was fun as hell. Let me tell you, but I got Rising Rush by a Super Vegito that was 4-starred, and my Majin Buu lived it. And he lived it with like 10% of his health, and I clicked my main ability, and I healed up 40%, swapped out, clicked Cooler's ability, and I was back up to like 80% health.
Well, the funny thing about that is that Majin Buu heals 30% of that damage too, just naturally from his
Yeah, I know,
unique.
it's insane, dog. Like I know.
30%, then another static
Ugh.
30%, then you switch into Cooler and it's like 25% or 20%, and then all that goes out the window when you add Baby's main ability into it. It's just-
Oh boy, I was laughing my ass off. Let me tell you, like.
But like basically, what I'm trying to say is that like they made all these healing characters for regen, and then you make a character like Baby who literally is like, oh, you like healing? Well, here, let me give you like bonus
better at
healing.
it.
Yeah. and everyone has cover cut, and everyone main ability heals the whole team, and it's like, okay, well, how is this like conducive to like an interactive match? Like every
Genetic is
match.
key. It's like it's insane, dude. Like
Yeah.
I think
the problem is adding Cell and adding Baby, and so it should have just been like the Majin Buu characters, and you could chuck Janemba and Regen. Piccolo.
well, even
That's it.
Nail, because Nail heals everybody.
and Nail's
Yeah,
stupid.
Nail
He's
does
so
that
good.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so good.
some of the characters that are in Regen, like when going back to what Goresh said about how the tag is flawed, I just think they've included characters that, like, in the series probably don't belong in that tag. Like, yes, Majin
Yeah.
Buu belongs there. Yeah, Namekians probably belong there too because they can grow their arms and legs back. But what is Janemba? Janemba doesn't regenerate. He doesn't. He's
all.
a possessed body, and he pixel teleports. He doesn't heal himself.
I hate that
Baby
pixel
doesn't
teleport,
regenerate.
by the
He's
way.
a
I should say
he
that right
possessed a body, and he's just an alien shapeshifter. Like, these characters don't regenerate in the series. Why did they end up getting lumped into this tag? I don't understand.
Well, and it's like if you're gonna give Cell regeneration, give him Saiyan. The fuck
It
is
makes
that?
sense for him too, yeah, because he can
Sorry for
regenerate
language,
his body.
man.
Yeah,
I just said the F word. My bad.
he's Saiyan. He's got Saiyan cells in him. So yeah, so some of the taggings I just think like, oh, this team just needs some help. Let's just throw this guy on there, and it'll fit. It'll work.
Some-
There's a difference in help and then boosting it to number 1 overnight. Like
Some of the big like, if we're talking about tags, like let me just tell you my biggest thing with tags. Like I was so annoyed when they did this, when they released the LF Vegeta, and he wasn't in future.
Oh my
Because-
god, I know.
Let's talk about how bad that is, because
it's
we're
literally from the future. I know. I feel you.
we're gonna get a Goku from that saga. He's not gonna be in there. Vegito Blue is not gonna be in future.
That's
Like,
true.
Yeah, because they're visitors from the past. They don't qualify, even though that whole saga takes place during the future.
that tag is never going to be relevant. Never.
No, well, it'll have any other transforming Rose, because he's coming inevitably one day. There will be one. It's inevitable. Goku Black base form into Rose, and they're going to rewash those models and use them again.
Well,
And
my question is, why would you ever play that when you could just play God Key? Because all those characters are going to be on God Key.
or fusions, yeah, like what I was about to say with Merge Zamasu and Corrupted Merge Zamasu. Like those two will be the heavy hitters for future, and LF Spirit Sword Trunks, because
Will they
he
be
literally is
fusions, or
from
will
the
they
future.
be-
If he doesn't get the tag, the devs are disenfranchised with Dragon Ball Super, and they need to stop.
He will
No,
be
Trunks will be on the tag, but like no Gokus, no Vegetas, no Vegetos.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
those are the
Goku
three-
Black, Zamasu, Mai, and Trunks. Like,
That's it. Yep,
Yep.
you're right. And like future.
Gohan. Yeah.
Yeah, future Gohan, yeah, from the OVA.
Oh, dog. Maybe they'll give us a Bulma, dog. That'd be cool. That'd be pretty
Future Bulma.
That would save that tag.
Their way of balancing that is going to be to give all those characters that we just talked about, they're going to front load their Z abilities to boost future, and then maybe once you get it to 6 stars or after, it'll buff the other tags.
No, they're gonna give them like super like their main abilities are gonna be like future allies plus 50% damage or something. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, and then I'll be mad if LF Spirit Sword comes out and his initial Z ability buffs Vegeta family and not future first, but he picks up future at 6 stars. I'll be like, that's a slap in the face. It should be the other way around.
Well, speaking of future, would anybody finish the grind for Goku Black yet?
Oh, if I finished, if you mean started, then yes,
Yeah.
I've done the friendship mission with him twice now.
Same.
Well,
I think I did the 2 days of Let's Battle. That's it.
Yeah,
two days.
the new strategy for me, like people that want to like rush out and do that 219 or 618 over and over and over again, like more power to you. I got better stuff to do with my day than to repeat that 1,000, 1,100 times. So I just get them to Friendship 5 using the Let's Plays. Then I do all the missions except for the last one, because the last one only gives like 20 or 30 like Zenkai power anyway. It's just worthless. And then just summon on the Zenkai banner. It comes out one time. And then there's your 20 or 30 guaranteed. You can't get less than 50 in one of those Zenkai summons. So you just get Friendship 5, summon once, and you cut your time for the grind literally in half. And that's just what I do.
So
That's
I'm
actually not a
confused.
bad
So,
idea. That's actually pretty good.
do we know how they determine these units?
Yeah, they take everyone's name in the game, every character, they put it into a hat, and then they
Yes.
throw the hat downstairs, and then the name that lands the highest is what they pick.
Dog, legit, it's
Yeah,
gotta be.
but you have to forget they take a bunch of some of the characters aren't even in the hat. Like it's just like you're never gonna see no LF characters or anything like that in there. It's just like a bunch of underused characters. They're just pulling them out of a hat.
I don't understand. There's so many units that could not be this. You could even give it to future Gohan, and I actually would have agreed a little bit more. Like the original yellow one, I would have agreed a tiny bit more than I would with Goku Black, because he's not even bad. Like, yeah, he's still a Saiyan, and he's still, he should be God Key in my opinion. I know he's not, but the physical one in Dokkan is, so whatever. He should have been too. So it doesn't matter.
There's so many characters they could have done before Goku Black. I think like Red Trunks is the one everybody
Oh,
wanted.
come on. Red Trunks. Like, how is that not the next one?
Red
There
Trunks
has
is
to be
14 stars. His highest stat is 35,000 under a 7-star Goku Black. Like, his highest stat is 30,000 under. That's insane. And he's missing
I could
7 stars.
I could literally list like 20 characters that could be
Oh,
that
off
should have
the
been
top
before
of my
Goku
head,
Black.
dude, easy. Like,
The Spirit Bomb Goku, the Yellow Kid Gohan, Green IT Goku, Yellow Android 18, Green Super Trunks, maybe Blue Piccolo,
yeah, could
Who
make
else?
all of it.
Maybe
Purple
Demon-
Gohan.
Red Cell.
yeah,
is
Red
so
Cell,
bad.
Demon King Piccolo, please, Demon King Piccolo, please.
Have you mentioned Deborah yet? He's like the number one contender.
Yes, please. Oh my god, I was the first one to bring that up. Deborah is the worst sparking in the game.
I think he is.
Oh, he's worse than now, especially with Shallot and Nail. He's worse than hero units.
He's so bad. He has no team. He's 0 tags.
No tag, no team, the crummiest main ability in the game, no definitive damage stats, a questionable green card.
Dog, I used Hero Super Saiyan Goku the other day just as like a joke video, and he did 4 million on a Rising Rush.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I squeaked out 1.6 out of Deborah on one Rising Rush. Like that was like boosting everything. I was on like a mono blue team, and I got 1.6. Like, dang, dude.
He has 0 tags.
It's nuts. I don't know why they decided to just crap on him, dude. Like, make a demon tag for him at least, like Demon King or something. I don't care, dude.
That's another thing that in this game has really failed to launch. Like they've made attempts, albeit they're way too restrictive, gated behind EX units. But the dual chromatic format in this game, they've just failed to implement that like in a successful way. Albeit they tried with like hit an EX yellow Broly, and then throw in like LF blue Goku or something like that. Like they made attempts. But it's just been like a failure to launch, like overall. Like most of the time, like the dual chromatic teams are just non-competitive with like mainline tag teams.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then like if for something like that, if you want those to be competitive, like with the EX Broly's ultimate Z ability being like 50% to their strike attack and strike defense or whatever, like that needs to be not gated behind such a impossible to get EX unit. Like ever since it came out, I have them at like 2 stars or 3 stars, I think, just from summoning. Like it's still 35% to both stats, but like I don't know if they want dual chromatics for characters like Deborah to be useful as like bench support for a like a chromatic team, then they need to do some work to make that like a viable team building strategy.
Yeah, I agree. I think. Like you said, they tried to do that with Hit, and then they released the Broly EX, which has a really powerful Z ability. And then they're trying to do it with like the newer ones too. With what is it? The EX Android 14 has like a really powerful one. I think it's for blue and purple. But
Yeah.
it's just like they're coming out way too slow for the teams to actually be good. Because by the time we get a full like blue and purple team, like this Android 14 is going to be terrible. Like it's going to be so far in the future.
Yeah.
I haven't even pulled him once, but they dangled him in front of me for daily logins. Like, hey, pick this Z Power, but only if you have him.
Yeah, I know, right?
It is trash.
I was stoked the other day when I picked up my first red EX Super Boo. I was like, oh god, I finally have him at like 1 star now. Thank God.
I pulled him too,
Oh
actually.
yeah, he's actually a card. I can't...
He's usable at 1 star, dog. He's good. He's like super freaking good.
Yeah, I was stoked that I actually got him because it's like I normally never see these EX units until way later in the game, except for Whis. I got lucky 3-star Whis off his original launch banner. Other than
Damn,
him,
that's
I don't
pretty
see the new EX units. It's always old ones, always.
Yeah. And again, 999 is gone, so you can't get lucky on getting that 1X when the first banner comes around, and then.
Yeah, I think that's Whis banner was 999, wasn't it? Where he initially
Yeah,
debuted.
No, because that was the
No, it wasn't.
anniversary banners.
You know, step
Okay,
up.
I just must have gotten lucky and pulled him like 4 times then.
Well, everyone summoned like crazy on those banners too, because it was the anniversary.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Legends it's in a weird state because like I still like it. Everybody says I hate it and everything. It's like no, I just hate that they make bad decisions. Like I don't hate the game at all. When it works
Yeah,
right,
it's-
dude, it's
Oh,
like
no, I
so
don't
much
hate-
fun.
I don't hate the game at all either. I think it's. I mean, obviously the game is like not in like great spot right now, but that's just because it's a lull. But I think in March we're gonna be having this podcast and we're gonna be like, oh my god, like this is such a sick update. Like it's just every game. has
Yeah,
that time
the
to-
next video and stuff. Like they're not completely tone deaf. They might make a lot of questionable decisions, but I think overall, when an idea is big enough, they definitely see it via all these channels they watch. So they're not completely.
They have to know. They have
Oh
to
yeah,
know.
they're not dumb. In the age we live in, if this had been 6 years ago, I'd have said nah, they're probably not even paying attention. But now, yeah, no, they're definitely looking.
What do you guys think about the Goku Black Zenkai? Like,
I haven't even looked
mean,
at them honestly.
Obviously, no, it's impossible to get him past 1 right now. But like, just looking at his kit, what do you guys think?
I looked at it. I did a breakdown of it in the last video I put out, and he seems like an extremely good damage dealer, like really good. But You know, it's heavily blast damage, which is fine. He doesn't have anything that reduces the cost of blast arts cost cards though, or increases his draw speed so that he can make great use on that. But he does also have a little bit of the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue type Goku's like early game defensive buffs too. My ultimate opinion on him is like he seems good on paper, like a great damage dealer, but like we talked about like a few minutes ago, he's coming into the game on the future tag, which is really like right now a completely underdeveloped team. It's competitive, but it's nowhere near the top rung. So his splash into the game is going to be nothing like Majin Fat Buu. Like Regeneration was already a stacked top tier team, and then he came out and just broke it even more.
And they just got Janemba that
Future,
both covers. Like,
not so much. So Goku Black is, I think, going to be carrying a lot of the work on that team if you decide to use it.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing with me, like when his info first came out, I saw a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, he's terrible! Like he sucks." And I think a lot of that is just in reaction to his kit versus like Boo's kit or like Beerus's kit or even Broly's kit. I think is probably looks better on paper.
On paper,
but to
I would
me,
definitely say yeah.
like the Goku Black, like he first of all he did not need a Zenkai Awakening, honestly, in my opinion. But like now that he has one, like his already not like his stats weren't terrible just to begin with. So like the fact that those are getting buffed like is pretty good and just in itself. And then his abilities are not bad. I think he's actually going to be really really powerful, especially because as a last man standing unit, like he has the what is it like the pseudo. Like whenever an ally dies or an enemy dies, he gets
He'll get because if you assume that if it's down to a 1v1 and all the other 4 characters are dead, that's just a 40% buff when he enters the field right there.
Yeah.
It stacks what is like 10% per dead character.
And that's
and then if he's the one that actually kills them, he gets a permanent 35% buff to his blast damage. He's like Super 17. Like whenever Super 17 like coup de grace an enemy, he gets a permanent damage buff.
Yeah, so he has that. Think about how much damage he has. He has that. He has just a normal damage buff for, I think, time elapsed. He has extra damage versus Saiyans and hybrids. He has main ability, which gives him damage. He has, like, the other one where it's whenever he kills an enemy, he gets damage. It's so much damage. Like, if he's the last man standing, like, you're going to, like, two-shot anybody.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I say. I think he's going to be an exceptional damage dealer. I think he's just preempting his team though. Like the team is weak for now, but I think when like we were talking about earlier, like when you compare like Rose and him and then maybe like merge Zamasu, I think that team will come into a more, top meta. Like and they might be planning for that too. Like that might be why we got this Goku Black, because we're getting a LF Spirit Sword Trunks and merge Zamasu banner soon or something like that.
And then on top of that, I think he worked really well with the future Gohan, the physical, not physical, too much Dokkan,
yellow,
the yellow one. Because Gohan has that buff when he dies, he gives to all his allies, and then the Goku Black is getting an additional buff because he gets a buff for every ally that's dead. So that's really good synergy. And then you're gonna probably want to run those two, and then I guess you would want to run a blue unit in the third slot because yellow, blue counters red. Are there any good blue future units? I don't think so. I mean, that Trunks
the terrible Trunks. Blue is Future's worst slot right now. The only unit is that damn blue Trunks that we always pull and rag on each other for.
If they come out with like a Spirit Sword Trunks LF that's blue,
or even the
problem is so many blue Trunks, then, dude. Like,
that
4, 5, like
the
transforming Legends Road one's blue also.
Yeah, the youth one. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
All right, give that Gallic Gun blue Trunks right now at the next Zenkai with an LF Spirit Sword Trunks.
That'll be the first team that's got 2 Zenkai units, like the first actual tag. Like you could run Beerus and Buu together, but it doesn't really flow as well as like if they were both 2 Zenkais on the same tag. That would be nuts.
If I'm being 100% honest, that Trunks deserves a Zenkai more than Goku Black.
You're the blue one?
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Wait, what? The Trunks is what?
I think that Trunks deserved a Zenkai more than the Goku Black did.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's useless right now. I mean, not completely useless, but he's just not good.
Well, so there's a difference in like I think people get very confused in like a unit being horrible, like Spirit Bomb Goku, and a unit being all right. I'm not gonna use him. You know what I mean? Fine. But a lot of people just say these units are straight garbage. They need a Zenkai. They need a Zenkai. No, certain units really need a Zenkai. Certain units don't. Like
Deborah.
Yeah. Like you're gonna tell me Deborah needs it less than Goku Black? It's like, well, hold on. Like one's a Saiyan, one's literally nothing.
Yeah, Goku Black has the best tag in the game, Saiyan. So yeah, there's that.
Well, I was gonna ask, could you make Goku Black work on a Saiyan team like with
easy,
Zenkai?
Yeah,
you
he's
could.
going to be selfish. He's not going to give anything back to the team, really, but he'll
You got enough
soak
buffs
up all
it
the
don't
buffs
matter.
and he'll love it.
Like, yeah.
Like, you could run him right now. How about nasty of a team? That would actually work if you ran him with Shallot and Zenkai Goku.
It's the same thing as running. It's the same thing as running like Android 13 or 17 on a fusion team because they're not getting buffs or they're not giving buffs to the team, but they're getting all the buffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the rest of the team is like top tier, they can carry.
Yeah, and then Shallot will buff his health. We put Raditz on the bench too. Some Saiyan Strike Blast buffers.
You could
You know?
use like someone like Bardock, the one that just came out, or the Broly movie Goku, because they also have death buffs, which I think is really good with Goku Black.
Yeah, it could definitely work. And then you could stack your team with two Zenkai characters on an actual somewhat competitive team.
Do you
That'd
guys
be
think it
nuts.
would have been better if they went like a more broad way with Zenkai and did like Yellow Saiyan? It boosted Yellow Saiyan. Like Goku would be, what is Goku? Red Saiyan? I think that's what Goku is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Red
Yeah.
Saiyan.
Yeah.
Broly
he's
would have been
red
like
and
Blue Saiyan or something. Do you think that would have been better, or do you think that would have been worse? Because then you could just stack a whole damn team with like Zenkai's on the bench and buff up these units that are like okay to the really crazy.
It seems like it's another one of their little sideways attempts at reestablishing that dual chromatic meta a little bit, like where you'd want to run like Majin Buu with Buhan and then yellow Perfect Cell to cover the weakness, or red Zenkai Goku with some other red Zenkai unit and then a blue Saiyan, or I mean
Green.
a green Saiyan to cover the weakness.
Yeah.
So
Think about the fact that every single red Saiyan that comes out in the future is instantly going to be that much better because of that ability.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then you just
yeah,
I mean,
like even
although
that
honestly, you have
affected
blue
Red Rosé,
movies
too.
from Broly, I think he does blue movies in general, which that could be crazy good. I mean, honestly, I don't know, dude. Zenkai, it sounds so nice on paper. It sounds so nice, and it's just not. Like, it's just not.
Yeah, the reality of the situation is like they're attempting to make old characters more viable, but the amount of time and the investment that it takes to get them to that point, they might as well still just be useless for most players.
Oh yeah, 100%. I can't even do Beerus, and I've spent an unholy amount of money on this game. Like, I could have bought a damn.
That
car.
is, I think we talked about this before, but like how much you need to actually make Beerus like good is so stupid.
Yeah. No, it's insane. And then once he's good, he's like the best.
Yeah,
Second
I think
best,
I think the only time I've ever actually like had not a problem killing like a regen team with Zenkai Buu on it was when I was using Gaki and Beerus just killed him in like one hit.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's what it's going to line up to. Like, to take out Zenkai characters with ease, you're going to need another high counter Zenkai character, and then, it's just like a normal match again. So, like, well, then why'd they incorporate all this?
Oh, one thing I never even thought about until I watched Rhyme's video was the red stars and how it's kind of trash. I never even thought about it, honestly. I didn't even care. It's kind of like straight up garbage.
Because it's all weighted heavily in the back end. Like all the dead space that was there before the update with the 6 to 7 stars, it's all filled in with the 2% stat increases. So I think there's like, what is it, like 2% stat increases in between that zone, which there used to be nothing. It's like way weighted towards the back end for whales now.
Yeah,
It's just how that seems like a good idea to anybody that's like if I just started, I'd put Legends down in like a week. Like I wouldn't even. It's too much. It's way too much. I don't even want to do it. And I made money back on the game. I don't even want to do stuff. Like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely, I don't know, it's counterproductive towards pretty much everyone in the game that doesn't invest a lot of time and effort into it.
A lot. How many hours you guys have? Have you guys looked up how many hours you played the game?
I had on this phone. Last time I looked at it, it was like 1,200 hours on this phone.
I have 1,900.
How do you
Yeah,
check
and then
that?
I
I'm
played
on
on
iPhone.
How do you even check that? Yeah.
You
I
can,
don't
if you
know,
have an
Android is
Android,
Game
they have
Launcher.
the game launcher app, and it'll tell you how much lifetime you
Yeah,
spent
but
on
the game launcher's
right
only
now.
for Samsung phones. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know on iPhone. I have no idea.
Yeah. There's probably something you can download that might be able to tell you. I'm not sure, but
I don't think I want to know, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's best you don't. I saw some kid on Facebook say 900, and I was like, oh, dog, I probably only have like 1,000. No big deal. Or 2,000, same thing. Like, bummed me out, dude. 82 days. 82 days of my life. It's been open on my phone. That's more than I think I've talked to my mom. Like in the last like 6 years.
What was it, like 2,000? That's like 2,000 hours, huh?
Yeah.
oh man. Okay, so we covered the issues and potential compensations, Zenkai, specifically Goku Black, adventure farming, which is it's improving a little bit, I guess. But yeah, and
Sure.
last thing to cover, I guess, is the Valentine's Day celebration, which we kind of did, but that should be what, next week or this week, or when if we would get a banner, when would it drop?
I think it would drop Tuesday this week.
And go for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, probably.
Probably, yeah.
Because again, I think this week we'll probably see that Valentine's banner, like some Rising Girls banner.
Maybe
However
maybe
they
the
wanna do
Universe
it.
2 girls will finally come back for you, Garesh.
Yeah, maybe they won't split it up into 2 banners this time and get
skip.
$0.
yeah, I don't know if it'll focus. But it says
Skip, dog.
1229 on here. I don't even know. That might not focus, but
Damn.
oh yeah, it did. 1229.04 hours.
Jeez.
Bro, that's longer than I played Skyrim. Just as a frame of reference. I
Find
put
me
like
an app that
500
does
or
that.
600 hours into Skyrim, then my game file bugged out, and I never went back to it. This is double the amount of times I played Skyrim. That's a lot.
Well, it's also a lot easier.
So much
to play,
more
right?
for it, dude. Like,
You're out for like errands or whatever. You just like play while you're like walking to the store.
well, not right now. But...
Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much exclusively play this game on Wi-Fi because it's like it's ass on network. It always has been. Like can't connect. Like 10 frames per second in PvP. I was like this. I remember this one season. It was PvP. It was the last day. The reset. I had like 6,800 points, and I was like, "Oh, we're going on a road trip to pick my friend up from the airport. I'll just play Legends and get the final ranking while I'm riding up there because I have to drive on the way back." And I was like trying to play in the car, and it took 15 and a half minutes to connect to one like bot, and I was like, "Okay, this isn't happening."
Yeah.
And I didn't even play, so I was like, "All right, that was a bad idea." I remember that for the future.
Dude, yeah, it won't even like give me a match on LTE. That's where I'm confused, I guess. Like, if that's what they're doing right now, where they were trying to push it to straight up make you use Wi-Fi, I'm confused why. I can't even get a match on LTE. Like, if I'm at work, it won't give me one. And if it does, it's a bot. I get
The
one
game
RP.
systems are like trying to identify who's on Wi-Fi and who's not, and it might just be blocking you from matching with people.
Or do we think that they're trying to like weed out the actual cheaters like ahead of time and they just mess something up? Like, can you tell us something? Like, that's what's irritating, dude. It's like, just let me know. It's like I'm dealing with YouTube all over again, dog. Like,
Yeah, the level of
crashes.
transparency is definitely not the best, but that's also something that I've kind of come to expect from Japanese developers. Like,
I agree with that too.
and I'm not throwing shade at them, but they're just, their reputation for communicating with the rest of the world is not always the best.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so positive things. What else? What do we got? That's positive. Everything's negative about Legends. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure people love to hear us
the-
dump on it too. I mean, I've just been honest. I've just been casually playing it and playing a couple other games for a majority of my game time. I still got to rank 50 in the first day because it was a double RP season. So I was like, let me go ahead and try and knock this out.
I think a lot of like the QOL, the quality of life changes are good. Like, I feel like the menu is a lot more. It's smoother to navigate through things. It's
yeah,
for me.
things load up faster, the adventures and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
like,
do also. I'm extremely happy that when your equipment is full, it'll take you directly
Yes.
there to start selling
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That
then
is
it doesn't
good.
take you back. Yeah, I like that. What else?
It's crazy. When you guys talk about Dokkan, you're like, yeah. That was sick, dude. I love that, dog. That's so sick. And then Legends, it's like, well, the adventures, they set faster, so that's pretty dope. It's literally its transition, dude.
There's one thing I kind of don't like about no, I don't like anything about the adventures, but even with their quality of life update to the adventure system, they'd be doing this stuff like with these adventures, we need to get female warriors on the squad. And then you go through, I just mash auto select, and then of course it stacks like all of my reds and purples in like the first 2 adventure slots, and then I'm left with none of the
It's like,
ideal
thanks for
colors for the
staggering
rest
it.
of them.
Yeah, I feel
So you gotta like auto and then deselect a couple characters and manually pick in another one, then go auto and do it again and again and again all the way down to make sure you spread out your color relevant and tag relevant characters.
If you want to try hard, dog, it wouldn't be that bad, man.
Yeah.
Something I wish they did was because the level cap went into effect this season for PvP. Something I wish they did was for soul boosting your characters. Like I wish they were just like a soul boost all button.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I basically did not soul boost like 90% of my box up until this week, and it took me like 2 hours to soul boost everybody.
Oh, like click on the page, click on the soul boost all, but for each page individually.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At least for the character, they should just have like a max boost button that'll cover all the pages.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, because I had all the resources there, I just literally clicking on like the unit and then clicking on autofill or whatever. It took me like 2 hours for all of them. So I was just sitting there like doing that.
That must have been a great use of your time.
there's a lot of stuff that is kind of frustrating when it comes to terms like how this game is not streamlined. Like even doing like the Legends Road thing like we were talking about, where you got to use skip tickets, and then you got to click in to manually refill your energy and select what type of ticket, and then you got to click how many tickets you want to use to skip, and then you got to refill your energy again. It's like you have to click 9 times just to do, you know, a level 2 or 3 times. Which that I don't know. It's not super streamlined.
Better than it used to be, dude. I think back like Legends when it first came out.
Oh yeah, I mean it's better than not having energy tickets at all and multiple different ones
well,
that
we're
you
coming
can
up
use.
to 2 years. Like, can we fix some stuff? Like,
okay, what about this?
Why not just let us have like 100 energy and then like
what
tickets?
if they just remove energy?
That would be great too. But then
I don't know.
Ryan mentioned that in his video, didn't he? About
Yeah,
just
he did, yeah.
get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Brad and I had a chat about this the other day because we were talking about you were farming Pokemon Masters, I think, and I was just saying like the problem with no stamina systems is that they infinitely move the goalposts of all the milestones further down. So instead of what would take you maybe 3-4 hours of just straight up grinding, would now take you about 10, 12 hours of straight grinding, because they make the assumption if you have no stamina that you can play forever. You see what I'm saying? So like there's pros and cons to it, because if you have no stamina, like I played Tokyo Ghoul, which it shut down, so anyways, but that didn't have any stamina at all. So, and it had a war every week, and if you wanted to even rank, I had to spend 3 days, 12 hours every day of those 3 days just to get ranking. And then if I wanted the top like prizes, it would be another 3 days of constant.
That just sounds
grinding.
like the World Tournament, dude. Like that sounds like the World Tournament in Dokkan.
That's what I was telling. I was telling Talon about it. I was like, yeah, this feels like the World Tournament for like all week. It's not even just 2-3 days.
No,
which
thank
is like,
you. No,
Yeah,
That's that's the old model for Global. Global used to have like 7-day world tournaments.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So like the problem with no stamina systems is that instead of use 50 stamina to get this thing, it would take you the equivalent of like 200 stamina or whatever that time period is just to get the same milestones. So like, I understand you guys don't like the stamina system, but it's there just for a reason. One, to get you logging in every time, like every 3 hours, right? Because that's the stamina bar. If you empty it out, 3 hours later it would be full. So it gets you back in every 3 hours, and it's so that it frustrates you, so you buy stuff. I mean, that's the way mobile game developers
Maybe
are.
a solution would be like skip tickets don't apply to the energy system then.
Yeah.
Like, you would have your energy system. You could have skip tickets that when you use a skip ticket, it doesn't apply to that.
like the skip ticket comes with one energy on it, kind
You
of.
could just use 99 skip tickets right at once. You know you want to run that event 99 times, 50 times, whatever. You could just do that, and it doesn't impact your energy then. And it's
I would agree that I like that. And it also would have to I would have to free up. They complain like, oh, you can't have so many equipment slots because it costs money on our servers to save everybody's account with exactly what equipment you have. I feel like it would save up some of their server space if they got rid of like energy ticket storage on everyone's account. Like if I don't have to have like 5 different stacks of how much energy tickets I have saved up. Didn't have to worry about saving that information. They could
That's
maybe
true.
do something with it. But
My thing is like, I've never heard of somebody having energy issues in Legends. Like, I've never heard of somebody being like, "Oh, I wish they would give out more energy tickets," because I've
Yeah,
always
no,
feel like
it's
I'm so like saturated in them.
I can effectively
me-
play for like forever.
Yeah, so for me, it's like if there's nobody that's having issues with the system, like in terms of like being able to play the game consistently without stopping ever, like there's a really a point just having this in the game. Like for me, I guess the only thing is the cap. Like if you're just sitting there like doing something else, and then the notification comes up where it's like, oh, your energy is filled. Like people are gonna be obligated to log in and use the energy, but that's really the only thing I could see, because the only time I ever have issues is with skip tickets.
Yes.
They can get rid of that just by compensating by like doing some little bullcrap events that rotate like every like 4 to 6 hours. Like just have that auto set up so that it'd be like, oh, the new little mini bullcrap event. Fight this one boss. You know, get the 40 chrono crystals and have that every 3 hours, 4 or 5 hours. A new boss just show up. Boom. Then they get their login requirements, and it's gameplay related too, not just some ridiculous nonsense like let me click some adventure cards.
Yeah.
Really hate to jump in real quick, guys. A moving company just got here that I need to go talk to, so I'm gonna have to hop off the stream here. So, Nalar, you're gonna have to switch it back to the 4-person setup.
Sure. Yeah.
Really
all
sorry
good.
about this, but
No problem.
I gotta get going. So I'll chat with you guys later, and thanks for again having me on here, and I'll see you guys next week.
All right. Thanks a
Have a
lot,
good
Tom.
one.
Yep.
Oh, well, that worked out. Perfect. Okay, but yeah, I don't see any questions. I think we're kind of done with topics. So, any questions from the chat?
They're like, what was that music that was playing earlier?
Oh yeah, make sure you credit that music in the description.
Yeah, I got to do that after. I don't see any questions. So, anything else you guys want to last minute talk about with Legends before we wrap it up?
I would tell people to keep their like we clown on the game a lot here in this like forum discussion. I always tell people to keep optimism up high because I do anticipate big things are coming. It's just right now we have to get through this quiet period. And then just doubling down on that, if you are one of the people that hasn't been able to log in for the past 4 or 5 days, just wait 10 more, get your free rewards for your comeback bonus, and just capitalize on this screw up on their part, because then you'll not only get the compensation, but you'll get the comeback bonus as well. So you'd be looking at the very minimum, like a free 1,000 to 3,000 crystals for both there. So
Save, dog. Like it's
yeah, there's nothing really going on in the game right now that demands people's attention to like a high level, like like the Super Saiyan 4's step up or anything like that. So you're not missing out on anything if you're unable to play, other than being able to have fun and play.
this is a real world life lesson on top of Legends. If you clown on something, it's because you love it and you want it to be better. Most of the time, sometimes you're just picking on people or something.
Yeah, we're not just sitting here just completely shit stomping the game. Like I like
it's
it.
like we wouldn't do this freaking podcast and put Legends in the title. We didn't dig it, so it's like we do. It's just, I don't know. I see a lot of people go way overboard on like Facebook and stuff like that, and it's like, just chill back a little bit. Remember, we all make content on it, so we have to make videos for you. That's why we're a little over the top about it. But you'll never see us like cursing the game out, tagging them in it, and all that stuff. It's not worth it. Just play a different game. It's all right. Like,
Yeah, every game's gonna have down periods like the one that we're having right now in Legends. I mean, this has been a pretty long one, but I mean,
it's actually kind of nice if I'm being honest with you. Like I recorded like 9 videos when PvP was working. I'm just chilling. Like,
yeah, and then you know exactly what's gonna happen when they start ramping up the content. People are gonna be like, "Oh my god, stop! It's too much."
Yeah, and it's like, bro, you had a week. Like,
yeah.
Oh man. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, just to echo or reinforce those sentiments, it's just that if you're a fan of something, you should have the right to criticize it as you want, because you love it. You know what I mean? So like, we all enjoy playing the game. But right now, it's a little slow, and every game that's a game of service, they have their slow periods, right? It's just the way it is. They just can't keep pumping out content constantly, left and right. We would get tired out as a player base, and they would too. They would get burnt out as developers. So honestly, right now it's a little longer than we anticipate, but hey, just enjoy it, relax, and farm up as much as you can, and then wait till the hype train starts going. So,
Dog, tag us and everything too. Feel free to vent to us, let us all that kind of stuff. Like I said, don't tag the developers and call them cucks and all this kind of. It's not worth it. I promise you. Like it looks bad on us. It looks bad on you. It looks bad on the player base. And at that point, we're not going to get anything accomplished. I get a lot of people that tag me and stuff, and it's like, I don't want to be associated with this. What the hell? Like, stop. Like, I don't think that. Like, he's a nice guy. Like, you know what I mean? Don't do that. So yeah. Either way, I'll leave it at that. Pretty much on my end.
Yeah, we just want the game to be better, and if the developers ever happen to stumble on these little podcasts of ours, they'll see that we're not just straight up disrespecting the game. We're providing like constructive feedback, stuff we don't like about it, and anything that we don't mention is generally probably something that's not that bad with the game, and it's pretty enjoyable. So if we're not talking about it, then chances are they're doing right in some areas, but of course we got to focus on, you know, constructive criticism to help, you know, keep it improving over time.
Yeah, I agree.
all right. With that said, thanks a lot, guys, for coming along for the 13th episode of the Ultimate Tag Team Podcast. You know, we'll have the next week. I'm not sure who's hosting it. We'll figure it out. You know, follow us on Twitter. In the description below, I have everybody's YouTube pages. So if you're not subscribed,
Subscribe to Bradical.
Subscribe to Silly Nalar and Goresh and Bradical.
Yeah, and
then
Nazarachi
maybe
too. Yeah. So yeah, it's a little shorter than usual, but it's fine. We'll, you know, we go with the flow. So have a good time, guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot for coming around. Nolar out.
Anything over an hour is a good watch, so we did all right. But yeah, everyone have a good one.
Peace.
See ya.